Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, motorcycle fatalities. In this past week alone, Sarasota has seen at least 3 separate fatal motorcycle accidents. ABC 7's Kate Flexter spoke to some local riders about precautions they're taking out on the road.
Adam, Florida has some of the most dangerous roads for motorcyclists. AAA ranked the Sunshine State #1 in the nation for motorcycle fatalities.
Bob DeGraff has been riding motorcycles for 11 years, and he sets safety as a top priority, always wearing a helmet and keeping a sharp eye out for distracted drivers.
You really have to drive defensively, that's the key.
And with all of those precautions, he's never experienced an accident.
So far, so good for me, but unfortunately, I've known some people who've lost their lives.
Florida is #1 in the nation for motorcycle fatalities. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has called it, quote, a frightening trend. Although motorcyclists account for just 7% of motorists in Florida, 19% of fatal accidents on the road involve a bike. Last week alone, there were at least 3 motorcycle accidents in Sarasota, one on McIntosh and Bee Ridge Road, another on Mound Street, and another at the roundabout of Main Street and Orange Avenue, all of them fatal.
I always shudder when I hear there's been a motorcycle accident and hope that it's no one that I know. But even when it's someone you don't know, you really feel, it makes you feel more vulnerable because you know it could have been you.
Longtime rider Donna DeFont says in those situations, the motorcyclist may not always be at fault.
A lot of times if you're riding alone especially, the cars just don't see you. They're just not aware that you're there.
That's why she says whether driver or rider, it's important to be careful on the road.
You just have to be so overly cautious and aware and defensive and just extra careful.
And of course, one of the biggest precautions a motorcyclist can take is to wear a helmet. That's not a requirement here in Florida, though. Adam?
ABC 7's Kate Flexter, thank you very much. Moving on, in other news, all services are now available at Venice Regional Bayfront Health. Crews have completed repairs to a water line break from earlier today. Hospital officials tell us they were forced to shut off the water supply in order to repair the break. For a short period, the emergency department had to stop accepting ambulances, but the ER is no longer on diversion and ambulances are coming in as needed. The hospital says clinical needs were met for all their patients. Now let's go over to Steve Newman for a first look at today's weather. Steve?
Adam, we had nature's air conditioning kick in this afternoon in the form of some pretty hefty thunderstorms that came through with a lot of lightning. It was a loud afternoon for many people. Our current temperature is 75 and the dew points have dropped down several degrees. It was 69 last hour, 70 now, which is very comfortable. In fact, if you've been out this evening, it was not bad at all once the storms passed. But this afternoon, before the storms got here, it got up to 95. That is several degrees, 6 degrees warmer than normal, only 2 degrees shy of the record set back in 2007. Here's our forecast for the overnight hours, looking for temperatures to bottom out around 75, 76 degrees. The computer model that creates this seems to think around sunrise we could get a chance of showers or thunder showers, bringing the chance up to about 40% during the 6, 7, and 8 o'clock hour. And then tomorrow afternoon, we could get another round of similar storms to what we had today, hopefully not as heavy. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Adam?
Thank you very much, Steve. Well, summer is here, but that doesn't mean students get a break from schoolwork. Many students in Sarasota and Manatee counties have several assignments to complete before the first day of school. ABC 7's Erica Jackson finds out why the Sarasota School District assigns homework during summer break.
School is out and summer's in. Pineview student Daniel Porter is preparing for 11th grade. When he's not at the beach or hanging out with his friends, he's getting a head start on his summer homework.
For school, all I have is 2 books that I have to read. I think for one of them I have to answer questions and do some assignments for it.
Daniel says his workload is reasonable.
I think that's a pretty good amount. There used to be more that was put on. You used to have to do math and for other classes.
Daniel's mother Denise says summer homework is important to keep students' minds active.
If they didn't do any kind of reading or writing or thinking about academics, they wouldn't do it voluntarily.
And the good thing about summer assignments, hopefully, is that it allows students to stop and maybe take advantage of the growth that's happening through experiential learning and challenge their thinking.
The ultimate goal of these assignments is to keep students engaged in learning, even though they're out of school.
You know, to be engaged in this way intellectually and to sort of, I think, excite them. You know, I think it's an opportunity for kids to read things, students to read things that they wouldn't otherwise choose to read themselves, and that's relevant to the coursework.
A parent's trick to balancing that summer workload: start early.
And if you waited until the end of summer to start your homework, then absolutely you're going to be sitting for hours at your desk trying to get it done. But if you did 20, 30 minutes a day, that's it.
The reason why some students receive more summer homework than others, it depends on the level of the class. For students that are in advanced placement classes, they're going to receive more homework in the summer compared to a student in a standard level course. Reporting in Sarasota County, I'm Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. Moving right along, dozens of boaters flocked to Marina Jackson, Sarasota today for a watercraft fun run. For $20, boaters hit the bay and spent hours picking up playing cards from 5 locations on the water. Stops included Seafood Shack, Blue Mangrove Grill, and Old Salty Dog Seafood Island. Those with the best poker hands when they came back were awarded a prize upon their return.
I've been down in Sarasota before, and the fun runs are a wonderful thing, and I enjoy them very much.
The event was part of the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, which runs through July 4th. And across town, the Grand Prix Festival hosted another event today, this one geared towards those who prefer power cars over power boats. The Suncoast Powerboat Grand Prix Car Show lined Main Street and Lakewood Ranch with dozens of classic cars. Car owners were competing for prizes and trophies, while spectators were treated to food from several local restaurants and, of course, the chance to touch and take pictures with some real roadsters.
I call them works of love. These guys that you see out here, some of them have spent years trying to come up with the parts and fabricating parts and that type of thing to create the gorgeous cars you see here today. And some of these cars look like they just come off the showroom floor.
This year, all Grand Prix Festival event proceeds will benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. Over the years, the car show has raised $14 million for kids with special needs. Still to come here on ABC 7, a Florida City mayor is thankful for his life this evening following a near-death experience.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new 2016 Lexus ES 350 for only $329. Or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Don't miss the 32nd Annual Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, June 25th through July 4th. This year's festival features a kickoff party at the Sarasota Yacht Club, Boats on Main block party, 2 days of aquacross and powerboat racing off Lido Beach, bayfront fireworks, and so much more. Produced by and benefiting Suncoast Charities for Children. For festival info and VIP race day viewing tickets, visit SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org. Monday at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Don Brennan. In the fight against cancer, new treatments and important research often come to mind. But what if you could keep cancer away before it even starts? Well, Monday on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you simple steps that you could take to stay healthy. John?
We're watching the moistening of our atmosphere lead to more showers across the Suncoast. We'll give you the week's forecast bright and early.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC 7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC 7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo?
It's going great, Mike.
Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed. Superhero.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease the bold new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419, or enjoy 1.9% APR, just $419. Exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Welcome back. Up in Central Florida, the mayor of Sanford is counting his blessings after he was carjacked at gunpoint. Mayor Jeff Triplett says one teen shoved a gun into his mouth while another pointed a gun at his ear. He says they took his keys, wallet, and SUV, which police say they later found crashed into a ditch. Triplett calls the incident a random act of violence, but says he is thankful to be alive.
It was a very scary situation. I'm a father of two. We've been married for 20 years this year, and you know, I came home when I got out of the police station and kissed both my boys on the forehead, and you know, lucky to be standing here having this conversation.
Police arrested 18-year-old Jermaine Jocks in the carjacking. A 17-year-old was also arrested, and authorities say they are still looking for a third suspect. At least 7 people were stabbed after violence broke out at a rally near California's state capitol today. People started running and screaming as things got out of hand in this park in Sacramento. Firefighters say all the victims were later hospitalized. No word yet on their conditions. According to the fire department, the brawl started during a rally held by what's being dubbed a right-wing extremist group. They were met by a large group of counter-protesters, which led to the fights. Mayhem at a Scottish amusement park this afternoon. Several people, most of them children, are injured after a roller coaster derails.
These were the terrifying moments just after the roller coaster flew off the rails.
Oh my God.
The ride, called Tsunami, went speeding around a bend when 5 cars suddenly fly off, plunging nearly 20 feet.
A series of 5 gondolas connected in a train on the Tsunami ride have detached from the rails, struck the superstructure and then struck the ground.
Witnesses described the horrific scene.
We saw the kind of barrier falling and we heard loud screams.
Riders were trapped. Amusement park visitors rushed over to try and help, pulling some injured people to safety. As paramedics treated the wounded, ambulances brought the injured, most of them children, to nearby hospitals in Glasgow.
10 people have been injured, 2 adults and 8 children.
2 of the injured were standing underneath the roller coaster. Before the accident, eyewitnesses said it had been raining heavily. One commented about how ramshackle the park's rides appeared. And it's not the first incident on this ride. 5 years ago, riders were stuck for 9 hours on the same inverted coaster.
Switching gears to politics, 2 new polls of registered voters show Hillary Clinton leading Donald Trump in the race for the White House. A Washington Post/ABC News survey shows Clinton ahead by 12 points, while a Wall Street Journal/NBC News poll pegs Clinton's lead at 5 points. The 12-point Clinton advantage suggests Trump's troubles have damaged his campaign. He recently fired his campaign manager, had lackluster fundraising, and received criticism from his own party over labeling of an Indiana-born federal judge as Mexican. He's also accusing Clinton of hiding from the press because she opposes Britain's vote to leave the European Union.
She doesn't want to go on camera because she's embarrassed. She called Brexit 100% wrong.
The 5-point lead in the NBC News poll may indicate Trump has in fact survived, mostly unscathed. Massive celebrations this weekend as LGBT Pride Month winds down. At several major parades today, marchers put on emotional tributes honoring the victims of this month's Orlando nightclub attack. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in New York.
Pride on parade across the country. In New York City, amidst the radiant rainbow flags, thousands of dark uniforms, heightened security for what will likely be the largest crowd ever at the annual event. A unified response following the tragedy exactly 2 weeks ago at Pulse nightclub in Orlando.
Even though it's so far away, we are all one community.
The crowd chanting "One Pulse" in honor of the victims. Then the only silence in a vibrant sea of celebration. 49 marchers shrouded in white veils each wearing a photo of one of the victims. Similar somber scenes repeated from city to city, coast to coast this weekend.
I think Orlando's going to be the second most popular word compared to Pride.
In New York, the owner of Pulse leading the parade. That's the capstone of this month, celebrating the LGBT community. The message of love and acceptance reverberating around the world. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Marcy. The death toll from heavy flooding in West Virginia now stands at 25. The floodwaters are now receding from some parts of the state that were overwhelmed by the heavy rains. But the break could be short-lived because forecasters say more rain is coming. And with the soil already saturated, the National Weather Service says the new rain could cause more flooding. With the current death toll, the flood is the nation's deadliest since 2010. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Steve, we had a little rain ourselves. Hopefully nothing extreme comes out of it.
We had a little hail and a little gusty winds, but there's been a crazy 2 weeks all around the world. Europe, day after day, hail, tornadoes, damaging winds, flooding. China, 100 people killed by a tornado, and we've had our firestorms in the west and our flooding here. It's been pretty wild, and it doesn't look like in the next few days with these locked weather patterns it's going to get much better. But for us, we're in a locked weather pattern too, so if you've liked the last 24 hours, maybe it won't be quite as heavy with the rain tomorrow afternoon for the next couple of days. But you see in this time lapse that we started off pretty nice, and the storms came through about 3, 4 o'clock, moved on past, and we had a beautiful sunset. And the rainfall, we did get some 86.86. That was just under an inch. That puts us an inch above average for the month, but still almost an inch below normal for the year. But we still have a few days left in June, and we'll probably catch up with these additional showers. Well, these are the areas where it did rain today, and we'll show you a few samples of radar estimates of rainfall totals. Pretty close to 2.5 inches, and a lot of places that got the rain, but some areas that didn't, like out in far southeastern Manatee County. Didn't rain at all in some spots, but you could probably see the lightning even if you didn't get the rain. There was a lot of that. Temperatures at this hour, 76 at Tampa, 74 Fort Myers, in the upper to mid 70s in the Panhandle, Miami 78. In our local viewing area, we have temperatures ranging from near 80 right along the Keys, and 79 at Sarasota, Arcadia 78. Now, taking a look at the last 12 hours, these are the storms that came past, and they just evolved over and over again. We'll go back and review it one more time. They came in across Jacksonville, they matured, sent out outflow boundaries, created this. They matured, created other outflow boundaries, creating these storms, and now it's down in the Florida Keys. So it's not really an unusual weather pattern for summer. We do have a high pressure over the Gulf that's directing those storms from generally north to south across the Sunshine State. Another look at this. These are the storms this afternoon that came up, joined with another group of storms coming out of Hillsborough County. And along this line, you see all this lightning, about 300 lightning strikes just in that area alone. We had 2,000 lightning strikes today from about Zephyr Hills to Lakeland southward to Inglewood. It was really a wild afternoon, and this is all that's left of those storms now down over Florida Bay, and there are marine advisories down there as they approach Key West. Now, taking a look at the water vapor image showing where the moisture is and where the dryness is. It'd be nice to get some of this tan-colored, drier air coming southward over Florida, but there's a stationary front right about Jacksonville that's blocking that. Actually, that front is going to wash out, not allowing any of that dry air to come by. But you can see that things late in that sequence were beginning to dry out just a little bit over Florida. Another nice thing is that we have a very quiet Atlantic hurricane season because of the Bermuda High blocking the development of storms. And while we do have little waves of low pressure kind of bubbling along the coast of South America, producing rain where they need it in Central America, as long as those waves continue to travel across land and not go out over the Caribbean and into the Gulf of Mexico, we're going to be in the clear probably for the next 10 days for any threat of tropical storm development in the Gulf of Mexico or Caribbean. Here is our futurecast through tonight and through tomorrow, showing the scattered showers and thunder showers developing again. We could have some develop around sunrise along a land breeze that's blowing offshore. Let's take a quick look at this overnight. There is that land breeze. This particular model doesn't pick out those showers developing around sunrise, but it does pick it up, the stuff developing by late tomorrow in the afternoon and evening. Here's my forecast for the next 7 days, showing not a lot of changes. 50% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon, and that continues right on. A little less on Tuesday and Wednesday, but on and off, we're going to continue to be near 90 degrees. Max? Not Max, I'm sorry. Adam.
That's all right, Steve. A lot of changes coming up. Rays highlights and a basketball icon makes a trip to Cuba. Stay with us.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go. Music on Main at Lakewood Ranch. If you haven't been, come on out and see what you've been missing. The first Friday of every month, you can enjoy a free concert, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Catch up with friends, enjoy free activities for the kids, or make it date night. Whatever your pleasure, there's something for everyone at Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by these sponsors at ABC7. Don't miss the 32nd Annual Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, June 25th through July 4th. This year's festival features a kickoff party at the Sarasota Yacht Club, Boats on Main block party, 2 days of aquacross and powerboat racing off Lido Beach, bayfront fireworks, and so much more. Produced by and benefiting Suncoast Charities for Children. For festival info and VIP race day viewing tickets, visit SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View. It's hurricane season, and part of being prepared means packing for your pets. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, Canine Corral is here to tell us what we need to know to keep our canines safe in storm season. Actor Matthew McGee co-hosts and brings a preview of the latest musical at Free Fall Theater in St. Pete. Plus, we ask Dr. Jenny about our sleep issues, and Jack Dusty at the Ritz has cocktails. Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Monday at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Why women are less likely to get life-saving cardiac arrest treatments in HealthSmart.
Monday at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
College is the best starting line a Florida student could have. Since earning my degree at the University of Florida, I've gone on to be a NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Rookie of the Year and a team owner in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series. Thanks to the Florida Lottery, many more students will be off to the races with a brighter future. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Now, sports.
The losing streak continues for the Tampa Bay Rays, who were dealt their 11th straight loss today in Baltimore. It was rough from the start in this one as the Orioles first baseman Chris Davis launched a first-inning grand slam off Rays starter Drew Smyly. Smyly would last 5 innings today, giving up 8 earned runs. But there was some good news for Rays fans. The recent signing of Oswaldo Arcia showing some good production today with 3 RBIs, first on a solo home run in the 4th, and then 2 more on a double down the right field line 1 inning later. The final score in today's game, 12-5 Orioles. The Rays have now been swept by 3 teams. Tomorrow they return home to host the division rival Red Sox in a 4-game series. Now on to the NHL with free agency approaching. What uniform could longtime Tampa Bay Lightning star Steven Stamkos be wearing next season? Saturday marked the first day teams could contact unrestricted free agents, and several reportedly have the center at the top of their list. Experts say Buffalo, Boston, Detroit, and Vancouver are the most obvious clubs to take a shot. Lightning GM Steve Yzerman has confirmed the team will at least try to re-sign Stamkos, but could have trouble matching anticipated offers. Stamkos has played 8 seasons in Tampa Bay since the team drafted him in 2008. Free agency officially begins Friday, July 1st. Shaquille O'Neal, the Big Diesel, is America's most recent ambassador to visit Cuba. The 4-time NBA champ put on a basketball clinic in Havana Sunday, leading some awestruck kids through layup drills and a coached scrimmage. The trip was sponsored by the U.S. State Department to encourage more people-to-people exchanges with Cuban citizens. O'Neal says the camp was his attempt to smooth relations after diplomatic ties were restored last year.
You know, baseball, soccer, basketball, it's all about sports. We share a lot of things in common, and, we just want to come over here and extend our friendly hand and, just start to smoothing things up.
Whether you're a basketball fan or not, I'm sure the 7-footer can draw a crowd in pretty much any country he chooses to visit. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
They don't comment very well. They don't bring themselves to talking to you. I realize they have a lot of non-disclosure things, but in order to avoid a scenario.
County commissioners vote against bringing a successful company to Sarasota. Who's to blame? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. On your TV. On your computer. On your camera. On your smartphone. On your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC 7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC 7, your Suncoast News on the go.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you. The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you. This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Florida Leather Gallery.
Your support during the Grand Prix Festival makes a difference. Community Haven for Adults and Children with Disabilities is one of 5 area nonprofit agencies receiving support from Suncoast Charities for Children and the Suncoast Foundation. Thanks to a recent grant, a new roof was installed on their adult training facility. Special project funding like this ensures program and service money goes directly to clients who need it the most.
Florida Leather Gallery is celebrating the 4th of July with spectacular savings. Take 33% off hundreds of styles. Experience freedom of choice with a wide and wonderful assortment of leathers. Freedom from worry with our impressive collection of protected leathers. And freedom from guilt as we proudly offer the lowest price guaranteed. Plus, free delivery. It's all happening right now. Come celebrate with our Lexperts at our 6 Florida Leather Galleries.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Well, Steve, summer is here, and I know if you're a baseball player right now, you're probably expecting more thunderstorms, huh, for the next few months?
Afternoon, evening thunderstorms, pretty likely. We're in a kind of a summer groove right now where things are pretty much locked in. Varying chances of afternoon, evening thunder showers. You can see the chances go up and down, but the temperatures don't. Pretty close to 90 degrees, staying humid all this week. I kind of like the summer groove.
Well, you know, it's Florida, okay?
Yeah.
And we're here for the sun and the heat sometimes. So
and the beach.
It's just the way it goes. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Steve Newman, Adam Cellini. Have a good one.